Dead center. Ah, you love it. This is why we love the game. Now let's go toss some plastic. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. Today's a special day. Tossing Plastic has officially reached a new state. We are in Delaware, my first time ever in Delaware, and we're starting off with the top 5th course in the state for 2024, and that is Trap Pond State Park. Now, we have 2 tee pads, 2 nice tee pads, and 3 baskets per hole. So a million different layouts. We're gonna stick to the long tees today, and we're just gonna switch up which baskets we're throwing at. Now we are gonna start with the blue. Blue is right in the middle, and we are at 304 feet. Really tight tunnel shot. The basket's looking right at us. Really tough hole to start the round off, and I'm gonna go with my hex, and I am really excited to get this round started. Oh, get up there. All right, that went surprisingly well. Hopefully it didn't jinx us for the rest of the round. Let's get going. They're my best starting tee shots in quite a while. Hole 2, we're gonna go with the yellow basket, 442 feet. Now, if you see that small gap in the woods straight off the tee pad, all we're trying to do is land in front of that. Now, we do have like gale force wind warnings going on, like 30 miles an hour gusts, so hopefully we stay in the woods and can avoid most of that. I'm just gonna go with my Kotuku. It's gonna go out of screen for a little, and then hopefully it's gonna just nestle right back in view in that opening. And nestle. Pretty close, pretty close. We did get some crazy skip. Let's see if we can attack the pin. Extremely small landing zone. We wanted to push out wider. We could have been 50 feet short of this entrance. We just needed to be more to the right. You guys should be able to see the basket up in there. Really tough approach shot here. I'm gonna try to lean out. I'm gonna throw my splice on a huge flex shot. Hopefully leave ourselves a putt. Oh, you know, pretty good throw. I'm happy with that. We center punched that tree, but that was what I was aiming for. We've left ourselves a very outside chance to pick up our 3 here, probably around 80 feet. Oh, you know, not a bad first long putt of the day. Hole 3, 496 feet. There's not a ton to explain on this hole. We just need to get straight, I don't know, about 280, 300 feet, and then we want a left finish. It's an absolute meat hook, it seems, so I'm gonna go with my Halo Boss. Skip, please, get up there. All right, let's go see what we got. I'm starting to notice a trend here at Trap Pond, and the entrances towards the baskets, they're quite narrow. Landing zones are very important when playing this course. We're still 178 feet away. I do wish I had a little more control with my flick, but I'm gonna go with the Anheuser shot with my Envy. Settle down. All right, that worked out quite well. This would be a great 3 to pick up. For the 3, the downside about some of these state parks is that the gates don't open until 9. This brings me back to, I think, New Quarter, back when I first started. Really long walk to get to the course. We're going all the way down. You can see there's a gate there. We have to go all the way down this road, then it loops, and eventually we get to the disc golf course, and we had to park quite a ways back there. So we have a nice long walk this morning to get to the disc golf course. Hole 4, 453 feet. Looks like it's just a giant left turn. So we are gonna go with the Halo Boss again. We're gonna go with a lot of stability, put it on a little more of an angle, hopefully get around that turn, maybe get a big skip with it as well. Oh, tried to hug that inside line too much, which was silly. There's no reason to do that. We have plenty of room to try to work that right to left. I had no idea how much of a meat hook this hole actually was. And right now I'm trying to debate, do I want to go with the low skip shot or just try to go really high, give it more time in the air to crash to the left? And it's kind of hard not to try a skip shot. Oh, you know, I don't think that was the smartest move. It was a decent little skip. I was hoping it'd like catch a second bounce, but it got dug in somewhere. Well, the skip shot was not a total loss. It has left us a really outside chance. Very similar feeling. This one's probably about 85 feet to save our 3. Oh, it was tough with this low ceiling right here. That was a good putt. Hole 5, and this one is the exact opposite. 311 feet, giant horseshoe to the right. And for the first time on the channel, we are gonna throw our special edition vintage DX Valkyrie. Oh, that felt good. Oh, did I hit something? Man, you can't, it's really tough here. There's a lot of sharp turns and you just can't see that far up the fairway. I think we hit a tree pretty soon after I let it go. It did fight a bit, did carry the ante a bit, and then it kind of hyzered out. Let's see what we got. We're going to that yellow basket up there, and it is very well protected. We still have about 115 feet. I'm gonna try a little flick shot with my Justice. Yep, that's exactly what we were looking for. For the par, hole 6, and now that we've been battling the yellow and blue baskets, let's try a couple of the shorts. 273 feet. This is a tricky shot. Now, honestly, it would suit up a lot better if you have a nice flip up forehand with that left finish, but we don't have that in the bag, so I'm gonna go with my Envy. Hold it, don't hit that. Oh my, we knew we were gonna hit it. I knew it, that was looking so pretty, that one tree going across, I knew it was gonna hit that. We didn't leave ourselves in a good situation. The camera angle has a tendency to make the gaps look a little bit bigger than they are, especially because I'm offset. I can't even see the basket. So I do have to go with a little flick shot. I don't have the ability to go right at it with my Justice. Well, that was really good, wasn't it? That was a really good shot. Well, we've done ourselves no favors on this hole, leaving us a tough 40-footer to save our par. That was just one of those times. I knew I had to make that. Of all the blind courses that I play, courses like these get my blood boiling the most. Not because it's a bad course at all, but it's long and it's wooded, and a lot of your tee shots are blind, and you kind of see where you need to aim. You'll throw a disc, you'll think it's great, and then as soon as it rounds the corner, you'll just hear thunk. That thunk just lives rent-free in my head. That drives me nuts when I think I just absolutely get the perfect, I hit the exact point I was aiming for, and there's just, it's like a tree's waiting there to catch it, like an outfielder. Hole 7, we're gonna go with the blue basket, 372 feet. Now, according to the tee sign, it is relatively straight the entire way, but from the tee pad, it does not look like that at all. I am gonna go with my Halo Wraith, put it on a good amount of turn, and we'll just see where it lands. Oh my goodness. Oh, couldn't even see that one. It felt like a pretty good shot. I think our Wraith was pretty close to being a really good shot, but we have a tricky approach here. 150 feet, we have this low ceiling of those branches up there, plus we kind of have this wood stacked up a little bit. I'm gonna go with my Pro Rhino. Oh, really nice shot. It's very rare I throw that disc on a power grip, and when it works out, it's a nice change of pace. For the 3, Full 8, 248 feet, and it looks like we have another very strong hyzer shot. Now, I will do my best to kind of get out of the way after I throw this disc, but I am gonna go with my scepter. I'm gonna throw it hard. Hopefully it gets that big crash, maybe a skip, and leave ourselves a putt. We skipped a mile. I think I went 2 inside. It kind of looked like it was close to the short pin, but let's go see what we got. Scepter was definitely the wrong disc, but we do still have an outside chance. We do have to straddle out here, probably around 65 feet. We got this tree all up in our back for the 2. Not bad, not bad. For the 3. Hole 9, 467 feet. Now, we have a pretty dense wood line here, but I do see a black sign up there on a tree, so I do think that's generally where we're aiming. Now, I don't think I want to push it all the way to the wood line because it will give us more options to attack the pin. I'm going to go with my Firestorm. All right, I think, yeah, that's what we want. If we try to push too far, odds are we're not gonna land in the specific opening we're looking for, and it's gonna be a struggle. So hopefully backing off a bit will give us more options. This is exactly what I said I didn't wanna do. We got too close to the tree line. As you can see, the entrance to this basket is only 12 feet wide. I'm telling you guys, the landing spots, very punishing if you don't hit them. But now we have to try to scramble. I'm gonna take my Justice, try to flick it through this little gap up there, get that big right finish, hopefully have a putt. Get up there. Really nice shot. We needed that. Great recovery shot. Now for today's hole 9 break, I do want to talk about something that I have brought up before in the past, but it's kind of come to light more recently as I've been traveling around, visiting some private courses, but that is just the overall severe increase of tournaments, and that's including flex starts. The reason that this has been sticking in my mind so much lately, and I do see both sides of the coin on this, is a lot of these private courses, some that may have been open for a couple decades, you know, they'd have 2 tournaments a year that would always fill up these big community gatherings, and over the last like 3 to 4 years, they're not filling up like they used to. And when they talk to the community, a lot of people say they're just burnt out at tournaments by that point, or they just continue to go to these flex starts, or there's just so many options that theirs gets overlooked. Now, there's 2 sides to this, right? If your tournament stays relevant enough, it will always fill. That is true. I also just see a lot of debate on the flex starts. I absolutely understand the reason for them. You know, it gives people a big window to be able to participate in these tournaments where their schedule might be pretty congested. But I also see a ton of comments about a lot of people feeling like they're cash grabs. I've even had people come up to me because, as you guys know, living on the road, I don't have a ton of money. And a lot of people have told me, oh, you should just go do flex starts. Go do flex starts, you can make some decent money. And I will never pursue that route, I don't think. I would love, you know, in my hometown to be able to host a tournament or 2 someday. I think that'd be a lot of fun, but it would be more on the other side of, like, you know, the private courses, just to hold those 1 or 2 big events. I just don't know much about the tournament world at all, and clearly not all people throwing flex starts are cash grabs. That's not at all what I'm saying. I see all sides of it. I've met really awesome people who throw flex starts who are deeply embedded into their community. And I've also seen different outfit, disc golf store, just a different outfit coming into a different city, throwing these flex starts, but they are not the ones that maintain the courses. That's a whole different thing. And I've really seen some stress levels elevate from situations like that. And with some of these topics that are more in depth, I like bringing them up more than once because the conversation is always evolving, and I always like to continue reading on it. So if you guys have any thoughts on any of that stuff, please let me know. I would greatly appreciate it. And as always, if you are enjoying the content, please consider hitting that subscribe button, leaving a comment, and hit the like button. I would greatly appreciate it. And don't forget, you can hop onto my store, tossingplastic.com, get yourself a cool shredder tower, some used discs, t-shirts, anything you'd like, it's on there. Hole 10, we have a classic grip it and rip it situation here, 623 feet. Now, we do want to hit this initial gap, and we can have plenty of turn. I don't think it matters really how much turn we have. In fact, we do want some of that. I'm going to go with my champion Boss. All right, we didn't have a ton of height on that, but I think we got up there a ways. Let's see what we got. Extremely tough pin location here. As you can see, we just have that little opening up there with the basket tucked back into the woods. Now, for some reason, I just feel like throwing the Kotuku. It's definitely too short for a Kotuku shot, but this is what my gut's telling me, so we are gonna go with it. Keep it nice and low, slide up there. All right, we actually hit the gap. If your gut's telling you something, just go with it. This gives you guys an idea of how narrow the entrance is. I'm feeling a lot of pressure on this putt. This would be a great 3 to pick up, but we do have to work for it. We're probably around 50 feet. Oh man, what a bummer. That stinks. That is such a well-earned 3 if you can pick it up. And I mean, we couldn't put ourselves in much better of a position. Sucks we couldn't take advantage of it. Hole 11, 305 feet. And it looks like we have another kind of blind anhyzer shot, which I will never complain about. I'm gonna go with my hex. Please be good. That's the thunk. Let's see what we got. Felt great. The hex still turned out decent, so I can't complain too much, but it has left us another tester, probably about 40 feet for the 2. Hate to see it. Absolutely hate to see it. Hole 12, and we're gonna check out another short pin location, the red, 288 feet. And it looks like we have another very sharp hyzer shot. This course has a lot of extreme, hyzer and anhyzer shots. I'm gonna go with my scepter. Felt good. Dead center. You love it. This is why we love the game. This is what I like to call the double whammy. Not only did we throw directly into this tree, but our disc landed in that same tree as in our way again. Now, we do have a little flick option here. I'd guess we're probably around 110 feet. I'm gonna go with my Justice. Get down. All right, it was kind of ugly, but it got the job done. For the par, I don't know if you guys have had the same feeling lately, but there's just like a picnic table shortage. You know what I'm saying? And I found all of them. I found all of the picnic tables. So if you're thinking about camping here and you're like, man, I don't know if my party of 500 could come sit at the picnic tables. But guys, let me tell you something. There's picnic tables for every picnic ever. As far as you can see, it's a sea of picnic tables. I don't even know where they got them all. You know what I'm saying? What's the picnic table budget around here? It's got to be astronomical. Hole 13, we're going to bounce back to some longs. We have 465 feet. Now, we're just trying to go as straight as long as we possibly can. I'm going to go with the Orc. Turn for me. Oh, it's going to hyzer out, but it got down there. Man. The one time we could have used a tree hit, you know what I'm saying? Like, I wouldn't have minded a little kick back out. Well, we don't have a lot of options here, as you can see. Now, I am gonna go with a little flick splice lane out here to the left. Probably the most flick shots I've ever thrown in a round. That felt pretty good. Nice, our scrambling's working out decent. For the 3, hole 14, 465 feet, and it looks like it is going pretty far off to the right. Goes blind rather quickly. I'm gonna go with my Hades. It was good. It was probably about 90 feet. As as you can imagine, we still have a long way to go. And as you can see, it's just a really tight fairway, really tight fairway. I'm gonna try to take my leopard. I'm gonna aim at the tree to the right of the red basket. And hopefully by the time I get there, I should get some break off to the right. You know, there's this big root here that I was really trying not to step on. I love that I actually like called out my aiming point. I missed it by half a football field. I mean, I didn't even, it wasn't even in the same zip code. We are just making a proper mess out of this hole, and we still have a ways to go, probably around 120 feet. I'm gonna go right at it with my Pro Rhino. Oh, get down. All right, not a pretty shot, not a pretty shot on this hole. We are somehow left with this little straddle putt to save our 4. I just don't feel like I deserve that. You know, wait. Yeah, 4. I just don't deserve that. Hole 15, 418 feet. Now, the T sign is showing that we want some turn, but I think the basket's still off to the left. I'm not entirely sure here. I'm gonna go with my Wraith, and I'm just gonna try to follow the fairway as long as I can see it. Did you, oh my goodness, man. Can you guys see the little branch that hit? Right here. It's so tiny. It's like the thickness of a dime. And it like immediately flipped the Wraith over. That was nuts. That was nuts. I feel like maybe that's my karma from getting a 4 on the last hole. I'll accept that. Not in good shape. We are not in good shape here. The basket's somewhere that direction. Now I think I'm just gonna go with my splice. I'm gonna try to shoot it up kind of just in the air up here, and then, you know, hopefully it does its thing and goes off to the left. That's really all I got. All right, that may have worked out really well. We may have just thrown it back in the woods. I'm not entirely sure. Well, as you can see, we kind of landed somewhere in the middle. Now we do have an outside chance to save our 4 here. It is gonna be a tricky little finicky shot. I'm gonna throw my hammer, put it on some turn. Hopefully it gets us that left finish. That should work. All right, I wouldn't say we've been playing the prettiest disc golf, but we've been scrappy about it. We're kind of getting the job done. For the 4. So here's a great representation of how drastically different this course can play and why it's so nice, especially by a campground. Now, we played long to long, 585 feet, but if you play short to short, it's only 143. So you're really hitting the whole range of options here. You have 6 different choices. Now, throughout the round, I have been on the longs, but I've noticed sometimes the short tee pads are not there. They're marked, but there's not any kind of actual tee pad. So just one thing to keep in mind, especially if you like camping, everyone, the whole gang can play on this course. Hole 16, and wow, 583 feet, just straight as an arrow. I mean, you do want to kind of turn slightly up there, a couple hundred feet up, but then it is just dead straight. And as the round's gone on, the wind's really starting to penetrate the lower forest. So this is gonna be a difficult hole. I'm gonna go with my Orc. Oh, we're done. We're hit, that's it, guys. I mean, it was low, but I was trying to hug that left side to open up that turn a few inches, and it would have been a really nice shot. Now, that might just be a pitch out, to be honest. Here's where the Orc landed, and I don't dare try to do anything too crazy. If I could, I would, but truly, there's no way to really get up this fairway. Now, I'm gonna go with a little flick. I'm gonna try to maybe get us 80 feet. 80 feet and in the fairway, that would be a win. All right, really nice. I mean, nice pitch out, I guess. Now we still have 311 feet that we need to throw on an absolute rope to try to get up there. I'm gonna go with my Hex. Hyzer, fight, fight, fight. Oh my goodness. Ah, man. All right, we are just making an absolute mess of this hole. We have to get up and down from here. I would guess, I don't know. I would guess maybe about 140 feet. I think I want to go with a slight hyzer with my Rhino. All right, the angle's really pinched off, but hopefully we can knock that putt down. But I'll be honest, I'm getting a little nervous. Like, I feel like trees might fall down. The wind is ripping them. A lot of cracking noises going on up in the woods. Come on. Oh my goodness. I don't know if it feels better to hit a long birdie putt or to save, I think, bogey, double bogey. I don't even know what I just got there. Hole 17, 253 feet. Now, we absolutely just fell apart on tunnel shots, and we have another tunnel shot. So hopefully we can redeem ourselves. I'm gonna go with my Envy. It's gonna be short, but I mean, we hit the line, we'll take that. He noodled this a lot more than I thought we did because we still have a really long way to go. Probably around 65 feet for the two. Oh, the lane's not coming through for us today. I've been trying to use it to our advantage. It's not helping. And rounding off our fun day here at Trap Pond Disc Golf Course, we have hole 18, 337 feet. Now it looks like we want to hang straight for quite a while, but we do want that left finish. I'm gonna go with my Champion Leopard. Flip up, get up there. All right. Not bad, not bad. Let's see where we ended up. Well, it wasn't bad, but it wasn't great either. I thought we got a little farther than this. We have a tricky putt to end on, but we might be able to finally end on a good note. I would guess we're probably around 65, 70 feet, and we can't really go the Annie route because this branch hanging down. So we have to get this little, like, almost flip up. We need our putter to go flat and get a left finish. Let's see if we can knock it down. No comment. That wraps up today's video at Trap Pond Disc Golf Course in Laurel, Delaware. And as you guys can see, they really have something special going on here. This course takes place in the dense and beautiful Delaware forest. It is nice and secluded here. You can hear everything around you, from the tree cracks to all the animals, the wildlife scurrying around here. It is very relaxing, very enjoyable, and overall a great experience. The most impressive thing about Trap Pond is the fact that it has multiple pin locations, which you guys know I'm not generally a fan of because it's easy to clutter your fairways, but they actually do a great job of not allowing that to happen. And it really does open the door for all levels of progression. You can have people coming into campus. This is located on a campground. You can come in your first time discing, you play shorts to shorts, you're gonna have a great time. You can be a very seasoned veteran traveling through here. You play the longs to longs and you're probably gonna get your butt kicked. Other important thing about the tee pads is, as you guys saw, some of them are really nice pavers, and then most of them are just kind of rubber mats. And like I mentioned, a lot of the shorts don't even have a tee pad right now, but you will see pavers stacked up next to tee pads because you can tell they're currently switching them out. And where they switch them out in the longs, they are putting them in the shorts as well. And that is very important. It's always nice to be at a course that's already great already, but see that they are continuously improving it. You're gonna need a lot of shot shapes to put down a decent score here. You're gonna be throwing big hyzers, big anhyzer shots. You might need a skip shot, some flip ups, turnovers, and having a nice little flick will help you a lot, especially in those scramble shots, which you will do a lot of here because the fairways are tight. But the bonus is there's not a lot of underbrush. So you're not gonna be getting torn up by briars and prickers and all kinds of other things, and it will make it easier for you to see the basket. Now the scramble shots are are not going to be a walk in the park, but it is a lot more enjoyable when you're not getting scratched up in the process, and it makes finding your disc pretty easy as well. In my opinion, I think there are a few trees on a few holes that could be removed just to help open up the fairways a little bit, make the baskets a little more accessible. I would not have a problem if you left it this way either, but I do think it would increase the overall enjoyability of the course. With all of that being said, I'm going to give Trap Pond the solid score of how it sits currently at 8.5 out of 10. I really do think it is an amazing place. It doesn't have that awe factor, that it factor. You're not going to step up at any point and really be blown away by what's around you, but it is just a very solid disc golf course. And once they get all of these tee pads taken care of, I do think that that will help elevate it as well. But they really do have a nice hidden gem here. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Now it's your turn to go toss some plastic. Nothing like that long 25-minute walk to really contemplate how embarrassing that last putt was.